A lot of the reasons that we have such high rates of obesity, and first of all, I should say that African American women have the highest rates of being overweight and obese. We're higher than any other group. So as you said, it's 4 out of 5 African American women are overweight or obese. And almost 50% of African American women are obese, which is very dangerous. So, I really wanted to look at this from the health perspective and what is the science behind this? Why are our rates higher than everybody else's? And so, there were the things that we've heard about, obviously, some dietary issues, obviously, lack of exercise, those types of things. But what I found most interesting and what I never see discussed are some of the psychological issues that are driving this. So, for instance, one of the greatest drivers is stress. So everybody is stressed, obviously, but African American women have some particular stressors that other people don't necessarily deal with. So one of the researchers was talking to me about the correlation between experiences of racism and rates of obesity. Now, when we think about racism, it's hard to see how this is connected, but when you talk about the racism that African American women can face on a daily basis, so that's going into the office and thinking, I think my boss doesn't think I'm as smart as everybody, or doesn't think I'm as capable, or thinks I'm lazy. And what do? You can't really take that up with your boss, so you take that home with you. And this could happen at school or at work or, just out in the world. And that's a very real thing that a lot of African American women contend with. And so you go home, and a lot of women find solace in food, especially when you go home, and then what are you doing at home? You have your other job, right? You're dealing with your kids, you're dealing with maybe an older relative, because African American women also have higher rates of being the primary or sole breadwinner. So we have a lot of stress, some would argue more than a lot of other people, and food is one of the ways in which we deal with it. So there was a study, the Black Women's Health Study out of Boston University. It's 59,000 women. And one of the correlations they did in fact find were women who felt that they experienced more racism, had higher levels of obesity. So that's just one of the things I found when I was doing this article that really surprised me, because I had not heard that before.